Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Gamer Social Club weekly news podcast. We are recording on Thursday, the 4th of December, 2025. And today, it's the sort of first of a two-parter. We are going to be doing our predictions for Geoff Keighley's Game of the Year awards. And then also our
Friend of the
predictions
channel, Geoff Keighley.
Exactly. Shout out, Geoff. We'll be doing the predictions for the Game Awards. But yes, before we get to all that, of course, I am your host, as always, Harry, aka Neighbours Crayfish. And joining me today, I have our quite regular quartet now, which is quite nice. Of course, it's only empathy. No, I screwed it. Damn it! Oh, I was doing so well. No
I can't
daggers,
believe
only
you're
empathy,
still trying to.
lady. I'm
I can't
sorry.
believe you're continually trying to keep up this rumor that I have empathy
I know.
and no daggers. Like, it's rude and inappropriate slander. I won't stand for it.
Yeah, let's go to HR. Surprise, surprise, HR is.
Me.
So yeah, Lady V, how are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. Been enjoying multiple advent calendars. So, as we run up to Christmas, I see two Christmas trees. I do not have a Christmas tree in my flat, but I'm happy that, Mark at least doesn't have one in his game room, so I don't feel left out.
Indeed. Yes, and that means we do, of course, have our very own Steam Deck verified Mark, aka We Awoke in the Hive. How you doing, my friend?
Yeah, really good. Thanks, Harry. I'm looking forward this week to predicting that no roguelites are going to win anything. So, that's what I'm here for this week. They're not going to win any game awards. So, and I'm also looking forward to predicting what the fuck Geoff Keighley's put in the Mojave Desert. So, I look forward to talking about that.
Yeah, we'll be talking all about mysterious statues and all sorts of things to come. And of course, completing then the team, we have the greatest showman that I know, Adam, aka Oh No Not Addy.
Hello.
Hello. How you doing, Bob?
I'm alright, thank you. Yes, feeling festive. I've got my gonks on my windowsill. Could have some
I
gonks.
see. Yeah.
And I've got my tree here, nice tree. My wife still loads of my baubles though, because she said that I was using ones I weren't allowed there for the main tree. That is a dinosaur. Bauble.
Yeah, as you touched it, I was like, "That's a dinosaur with a hat."
Dinosaur.
No, not again.
with a Santa hat.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to talking about Geoff Keighley's show, because it's Keighley, it's how it's spelled. It's Keighley how it's pronounced, because it's in fucking Yorkshire.
God.
Okay.
This Keighley nonsense.
This was not the direction I thought this was going.
That's slander. It's not pronouncing it proper.
Addy, how you'd be like, you're not allowed to say your name how you want to say it. I had to say it.
It's literally the name of the town in the county that I live in. Yes.
Well, anyway, we will be getting to all that later on. Of course, we are some of the members of the Gamer Social Club. We are a site that covers gaming in all manner of ways, from news, reviews, previews, interviews, editorials, guides, and anything else we can think of, all over on www.gamersocialclub.ca. So please check out all our work there. Three things you need to know about us as a site. We are a grassroots independent site. That's it. It's all fueled by our passion for video games. I want to share that with all of you. No overbearing owners or anything like that. It's entirely up on us, which is great. Second, we finish every game that we review, or at least if we can't roll credits on it, we will play everything we can. We'll put as much time into it before we give you our opinions, our thoughts, and our score. And finally, we run everything, all our news through a rumor-free filter. So any news you get from us, is coming from a credible source. We don't go searching around for things on Reddit or listen to social media buzz. We go from credible sources, we said, and we will always try and keep our stories up to date as best as we can going forward, and make any corrections as well. Of course, you can come and join the Gamer Social Club Discord, come and hang out with us, as well as the rest of our small but growing community, where we're doing sort of community game nights. We're doing just sort of catching up. We're looking in towards the new year to be kind of doing a kind of more involved activities and stuff involving the Discord, a bit more cross stuff with the YouTube as well. So, you've got that to look forward to. And that, again, will be down in the description below, along with any articles that we mention and cover from the site, and all our socials that you can find all below as well, including for the site itself. So that's Twitter and X is going to be gamer_s_c, and all the rest of the others are Gamer Social Club. You can just search them up there and you'll find them. And then all our own personal ones as well. Yeah, other than that, I think that covers pretty much everything. Yeah, if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like. If you have anything you'd like to share with us, you want to give us your predictions and things like that, you can drop them below in the comment section. We'd love to hear about them. And of course, if you'd like to see more content like this, as well as our other weekly show, The Girl Pod, which is hosted by Candy and Levi, which goes up every Monday. And again, all our other sort of content that goes up, we are sort of trying out new ideas. We recently had a big team meeting to discuss what we're going to be doing going forward with the channel, and you'll be able to start seeing that sort of stuff roll out hopefully in the new year. But yeah, all of that sort of stuff, please subscribe to the YouTube as well, and you'll get all of that. But yeah, with that out the way, that is the rigmarole done, and we move on to our first segment as always, which is what we have been playing. To get out of the way, because I'm just giddy with anticipation for getting to the main topic. I have not been playing anything different. I've just been cracking on slowly with Ghost of Yotei. A game I'm really excited for, Routine, came out today. It's downloaded on my Xbox. I'm ready to go and play that as soon as I can. But otherwise, I haven't started yet, so I can't say anything about it. But yeah, really looking forward to that. But yeah, who haven't we heard from playing games in a while? Adam, what have you been playing?
Hello. What have I been playing? Well, I finished Possessors.
Mm-hmm.
And then I say I finished it. I need to go back and find the fucking lobsters. But God knows where the fuck they are. There's a trophy for finding all the lobsters. I don't know why lobsters are in the game, but they're there, and I need to find them all because I want the trophy. But I don't know how to find them apart from just scouring the map, and that just seems like an onerous task because they don't really tell you where you've not been, which is not great. Well, it does, but not percentage wise. I don't know what areas are completed or not. But there you go. But other than that, not been playing much other than Power Wash Simulator 2. I've been cleaning things and spraying things and unlocking achievements. I've just cleaned a ski, what they call them, gondola, like place. I've just cleaned the whole one of them. Got two grand for it, which is nice. It's just quite satisfying hearing the dings, getting an achievement for cleaning an owl. I'm in the shopping mall now, cleaning. How did they get so dirty? Like, what the fuck are people doing to these places? Like, I can appreciate them being dirty and needing to clean them, but like, I mean, it's a shopping mall. It looks like it's an active business place, and there's just schmut everywhere. It's just like, what's going on? There's people just going and literally setting stuff up. I feel like I'm being gaslit by like, what's the equivalent of an arsonist who just makes things mucky? That guy, he's doing it. But yeah, maybe there's like an underlying backstory. And in Power Simulator 3 or some of the DLC, you actually get to fight. It'll be the gnomes. I bet it's the gnomes. There's gnomes everywhere. It's the fucking gnomes.
It's the gnomes, everyone.
Fucking gnomes. Yeah, watch out for those gnomes. I've just come to a clock. I can't. What do they call them? Future labs. If that's what the case is, let me know if I cracked it. It's the gnomes who are fucking everything up.
There you go. No need for no need for another 3. We've already figured it out.
Yeah, we got it. Clocked it. I'm enjoying it though. It's quite satisfying. Put a podcast on or some music or something. Just
good stuff.
I like sing everywhere.
All right, now steady on. All right, let's move on then to Mark. What have you been playing, buddy?
I've been playing a game I've been really looking forward to. I've been talking about on the podcast for a little while called Sleep Awake, which has finally come out. I got a code the back end of last week, but unfortunately, for whatever reason on Xbox, it didn't even work until yesterday. So I had sat on the code for 3 or 4 days and I couldn't play the game. But it's been playing quite a lot of it today. I think I'm probably coming up to about two-thirds the way through. So it seems like a quite short game, but having a really positive time so far, I would say. So if you don't know what it's about, it is a first-person horror puzzle adventure game. Probably a little bit more walking simulator than I anticipated, having played the demo on my Steam Deck about a month ago. But it is very, very, very linear, which is fine. I've got no problem with that. But it's a game about the last city on Earth where if you fall asleep, you get taken away and nobody really knows why or where you go. So there's a really cool kind of strange narrative about things going on. All the characters in the game are heavily hallucinating because they're tired as fuck, and they're all using weird kind of resins to try and stay awake and then not be taken away. It's like sinister corporations involved. There's a really interesting story around the protagonist that you play as Katya, and I haven't really worked out exactly where it's going yet. I know in the review that Dara writ for the site, he talks about a few kind of plot holes in the game, and I'm definitely kind of seeing that that's going to be some of the issues that I have with it. I think gameplay-wise it's fine. That there's light stealth elements in the game, kind of creeping around, avoiding some guys that are going to beat the shit out of you with a lead pipe if they find you. But aside from that, it's a linear. It's very walking simulator, to be honest. And as a real fan of the genre, I'm actually having a really good time with it. Very light puzzles, simple collectibles to get on the way, which add a little bit of narrative to the backstory in the world. But it comes from Blumhouse, who make a lot of horror movies, and they opened a game studio a few years ago. And I think this is one of their very first games, if I'm not mistaken. And one of the guys from Nine Inch Nails was heavily involved in it as well. So the music's pretty good. Maybe not as rocky as I would have expected from somebody who is in Nine Inch Nails, but that's again that's just the genre, and the music in the game does work, and it's really well suited. But yeah, having a really good time with that. I've probably got about 3 hours or so left, I would say. I think I'm on chapter 8 when I jumped off just to get on this podcast tonight. So hopefully have it done over the weekends. But despite having it installed for 4 days and not being able to play it, it's been a bit of a tease, but glad to finally get stuck in now as well. But I think where I'm at the moment is probably about where Dara is with his review on the site of a 7. That's kind of probably where I'm tracking towards at the moment. So yeah, I'll hopefully be all finished for next week and ready to say my final thoughts. It's been a good time.
Excellent. Yeah. You were. Yeah, I know you've been talking about that one a lot. I'm glad you didn't have to lose sleep over it for too long, as it were. There we go. Sorry.
Hang on. There you go.
There we go. It's been a while. We're all a bit rusty.
Yeah. I was going to go with it sounds like a good resin to stay awake, but I didn't want to cut him off midway through his sentence. So.
You're making me go to sleep here.
We're all as bad
You're all
as each other.
terrible. I'm going to go, no, I'm not associated with. How dare you?
Well, then save us all, View. Tell us what you've been playing.
So I've been playing a game that I was looking forward to for a little while, got it on Steam, and then slowly lost track of it in my Steam library. But luckily enough, I had to get a long train journey this week to go to a workshop. So I was playing The Dark Queen of Mortholm on my Steam Deck, which is it's a narrative story. It's very short. It's like under an hour. Would highly recommend it though. But you play essentially like a Dark Souls boss, where you're in the room, like final boss of the game, and the hero comes in and you quickly splat him with your giant mace, and then he immediately returns and you're a bit like, what the fuck is this? Like, what are you doing? Like, this is outrageous. So you get so you do play out each version of the boss fight, so you do all the attacks and stuff as the Dark Queen of Mortholm, and as it goes on you get extra attacks, but the hero gets extra attacks, and it's more of like a narrative thing of them saying that, oh, they're going to keep coming back. Like, it's a bit of a rumination on, dealing with destiny and, being given a purpose despite the fact that potentially you don't want it, like being thrust upon you. But no, it was just really, really good fun. And it was very interesting to see it from the perspective of the boss. Like, I play a lot of Souls likes, and obviously they don't get new cutscenes, they don't get new dialogue between attempts, but it would be very fun if they did, because the first time you just wreck their shit, and then like after 3 or 4 attempts it takes them the hero a while to return, and you're like, oh, maybe they've just given up, and then they come back and they've got like a little shield so that they can take extra hits, and then they're like, oh, do you like my new sword? I found it behind a waterfall. And you're like, what are you talking about? Like, what is going on here? Like,
Someone's grinding.
yeah, the implication that they're just going out and grinding
That's
for gear and
great.
experience. So it's like the perseverance of the hero versus the fact that the queen thinks that she is eternal, but probably very unhappy in her position, but she's never been challenged to think about it. But yeah, it was really good fun. I would really recommend it. It was very, very cheap on Steam. I can't remember how much I paid for it. It was like less than a fiver though. And again, it's just a really interesting narrative experience, with obviously the twist being you're the boss versus
Yep.
the little hero, the plucky hero coming in to save the day. So yeah, it was really good. Would recommend.
I love the potential comedy idea that you could have with that. In the boss is just sat waiting in the room until like she busies herself with like catching up with her emails and making some food.
Yeah, I think
he catches you off guard. Oh shit!
yeah, no, actually, I'm very scary. Like, don't look at this. Like,
Just put the bunny away. It's fine.
yeah, it doesn't lead into the comedy aspect of it, but I think you're right. There's like there's a very different way you could take it. There is like interesting how obviously over time she seems to grow to like respect the fact that the hero is so persistent and like fighting against the inevitability of fate, which is something that she's never thought about doing. So every time the hero dies, like she clicks her fingers and his body like gets turned into ash. But like later on in the game, when he dies, she then crouches down to like touch him to then turn his body into ash. Is like as she comes to respect him more and more. So yeah, it's just a really interesting premise, and I would recommend.
My mate really did rave about that game. Said it was really good. And I know it's
Yeah.
only a few quid, so I'm going to have to pick that up at some point. Anything for a 1 hour game. I'm well in on 1 hour games at the moment. So
Oh yeah. I love a little 1 hour game, and but especially when they are like this, like very well made, thought out. Like it would, if it was anything longer than how long it is, it would completely overstay its welcome, and it wouldn't have the impact that it has. But just in the way that they've made it is perfect. Would really recommend it. I think you'll enjoy it, Mark.
That does sound good. I'm going to try and find time for that as well, if I can. But right, with that, then let's move on to, of course, our main topics, which we're going to start off with being our predictions for the game awards. We have got, I've got the categories and stuff up in front of me, and we're going to start sort of from the bottom as we're working up. So obviously we'll finish with Game of the Year, which makes the most sense. And we'll probably skip one or two that maybe we just don't have necessarily that much to say on. I don't think.
Oh, you mean we're not going to talk about the best esports athlete?
I was going to be polite about it, but yeah, no, we're not going to talk about it.
It won't get awarded during the show anyway. It's going to be awarded during the pre-show in like a slew of all of the world premieres. And they're like, oh yeah, by the way, these 4 people won these things. I'm back in next to the next world premiere. I'm like, oh, okay, fine.
Oh.
There is that, I guess. Yeah, that is true.
They're not going to treat it like a proper award, neither are we.
So in that case, we will start with, and if obviously you want to do this with us, for example, you go to the gameawards.com and click on nominees, and then you can do it by category, and that's what we're doing here. So we're starting off then with most anticipated game, which are 007 First Light, IO Interactive. We have got Grand Theft Auto 6, Rockstar Games, Marvel's Wolverine, Insomniac Games, Resident Evil Requiem by Capcom, and The Witcher 4, Witcher 4 CD Projekt Red. I'm gonna say for myself personally.
Yeah, GTA is going to win it. Like,
yeah, GTA is going to win it. If I was voting,
and then it's going to win it again next year when they delay it.
High five, D.
Yeah, if I was voting, I would probably vote for personally Wolverine. But yeah, GTA 6. I don't
Yeah,
think there's any
but
question.
I voted 007 to be honest, because that's the one that's most tangible and also the one I'm looking forward to most, I suppose, out of the ones that feel tangible.
Mhm.
Because GTA doesn't feel tangible, and I feel like GTA is overrated anyway. So
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not trying to wind Mark up.
It's fair. It's fair.
All right.
For me, yeah, definitely GTA. But I've already got Resi pre-ordered. Cannot wait for that. Bond, I'm definitely going to pick up because I think that's about a month after Resident Evil. So a month
Yeah.
for Resident Evil is perfect. With a bit of replaced in the middle. But yeah, that I don't see Witcher being next year. But honestly, that is an insane big 5 games for next year. So good, so strong.
It doesn't feel like any of those are like don't deserve to be there either.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. Next category.
Multiplayer.
Best multiplayer. For outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design, including co-op and massively multiplayer experiences, irrespective of game genre or platform. And we have.
So yeah, I think.
Oh,
sorry, Harry. Carry on. Sorry.
No, okay. Arc Raiders, Embark Studios, Battlefield 6, EA, Elden Ring Night Rain, From Software, Peak, Aggro Crab, and Landfall, and finally Split Fiction, Hazelight Studios. Now, what did you want to say, Mark?
Yeah, I think one thing about this, all these 5 here, I mean, Split Fiction feels like forever ago, even so. I think recency bias always comes into these votes anyway. But that doesn't discredit it. But I think these other 4 in particular, and they've retained really good images, and I think there's often like a really good start for games online, and then something happens and the interest falls off a cliff, or people start to hate it. But these other 4 have retained really good kind of positive player bases. So I think this is a really competitive category. I mean, Peak came out of nowhere. People loved it. Cost you about £3 or £4 to download it, whatever it was, and gained massive player numbers.
Yeah.
Battlefield has resurged the franchise, and I absolutely love it. I know I'd love Arc Raiders, but I haven't had a chance to play it yet. But this is really competitive. I think Battlefield would probably get it on a popularity thing, but anyone here deserves to win. Frankly, it's a really good category.
Yeah, it is. I agree. I'm hoping my vote was for Night Rain because that's the one I put the most time into and I've absolutely loved because it feels different to a lot of multiplayer games I've played. Like I just really loved a lot of it. And like you say, Mark, they're all great. But yeah, I spent the most time on Night Rain and it was super fun. So there's a lot to it. And I wonder because of that, because it came out for what feels like for ages ago now, but they've just released a new DLC for it that dropped today. So like it's back in people's minds again, possibly if they're going for the new DLC. So
yeah. I think Arc Raiders might take it over Battlefield because I think it's got that first person shooter audience, but it also has more of a casual audience, like than Battlefield. Because obviously, from what I've seen and from what you've talked about, like Battlefield is fantastic, but I've seen more people who don't play a lot of like multiplayer shooters and stuff like that online talking about jumping in with their friends playing Arc Raiders. So I don't know if just like the breadth of the fan base might just eke it out in front of a Battlefield for the multiplayer. But I think you're absolutely right. Like any of them, including Split Fiction, but you're right, recency bias generally takes it. But I think any of them deserve it. Like 5 cracking games, to be honest. Like, just shows how big 2025 was for games. Actually, I think the first proper like category that we're looking at is like, oh, these are all great.
I think Arc Raiders will take it as well. I think it's got the recency bias. I think it's on the biggest wave right now because it has kind of had what like Peak had, which was that it wasn't exactly like a one that everyone was like it wasn't like a known quantity because it also wasn't meant to be this type of game originally. It wasn't an extraction shooter. It was a PvE focused game, and they've then changed it, and thus it's kind of had that same level of surprise I think that people weren't expecting. It's had the whole interesting aspect of like, yes, it's PvP, but also they're having this really big community push for people to kind of be collaborative and cooperative in it, which is really fun. You've got a lot of big streamers who are pushing for it. Of course, it led to the now leading to be infamous clip of Shroud being like, we cannot let that expedition game win. We must band together multiplayer gamers as the minority to make sure that Arc Raiders wins Game of the Year. That's not your fault, Embark. That's not on you guys. That was on Shroud being an absolute wally. But yeah, I think Arc Raiders. Yeah, if Arc Raiders hadn't come out, I probably would have maybe said Peak just for the sheer like surprise of it all and the fact that it's like the cheapest one, it's the lowest entry to get to. But otherwise, yeah, I think Arc Raiders will take it.
I really like Outrageous because every time I go on Twitter, I think you follow him as well, Mark, Jordan, who's got Nigel the bunny. Every time his tweet about Arc like, don't shoot, like it makes me laugh.
Yep. Makes for great clips, great interactions and stuff like that. Definitely, I've been enjoying that. The one thing I will also say, like, sort of following on from what V said, it's like 5 cracking games, and it's nice to see in the multiplayer category variety.
Yes.
Oh my goodness! They're not all shooters. Thank God.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right. On to the next. Best sports / racing. We're not going to spend hours on each one where they've shoved categories together as well, I'm afraid. Well, that's a whole other podcast. For the best traditional and non-traditional sports and racing game, we have EA Sports FC 26, which is EA, F1 25, Codemasters. You've got Mario Kart World from Nintendo.
Boo! Boo! Put it in the ground.
Rematch from Slow Clap. And then Sonic Racing Cross Worlds from Sega or Sonic Team. I have not played any of these, so really I can't comment. But I don't actually feel particularly strongly about any of these except for Sonic because of the memes, the jokes, the banter.
Yeah. Well, I've only played Mario Kart, but I've voted for Sonic because I don't want Mario Kart.
Tactical
it. We don't reward laziness. Fuck you, Nintendo. Fuck you with that. Absolutely not.
I think it would be between sort of Mario Kart and Sonic.
Yeah.
I know that Rematch had a really good launch, but there's been a lot of, again, I spent a lot of time on Reddit. You probably tell from just like
not to get on news. Reminder,
what I do on Reddit is my own business.
Yeah.
And it'll be discussed on Girl Pod.
yeah. But yeah, like I think the dev sort of maybe pushed it out to release a little bit too soon, and they've not addressed a lot of the bugs that are in it, and there's not really been a lot of addition of new game modes. Like the community around it is sort of fallen off, but also they have like been pretty vocal about the fact that there's problems that haven't been fixed. Whereas, anyone who got a Nintendo Switch 2 would have got Mario Kart. So a lot of people have played it, and a lot of people probably will do what Addy is doing, which is like, I'm voting for Sonic because you've really dropped the ball in this Mario Kart, Nintendo. What the fuck is this?
I'm just worried that because every mother and the dog generally has got Mario Kart with a Switch 2, they'll go, oh, well, it sold really well, so that deserves it. Like, fuck off. like, is that what is that the metric for how they score it? Because all the copies it sold, bundled it. Of course it did. No one's paying 80 quid for Mario Kart, so they pay 30 quid for it. Yeah, doy.
I also question like how many. I mean, I know that people who will pick up all racing games and everything like that they can, but I feel like most people when it comes to like kart games pick a kart game and tend to just have like that kart game. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but like I can see people just having Mario Kart World and just being like, I don't need another one. I have Mario Kart World. Why would I pick up another one?
It's got Hatsune Miku in it.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Moving on then to best sim and strategy. Best game focused on real-time or turn-based simulation or strategy gameplay, irrespective of platform. We have Final Fantasy Tactics: The Evolution Chronicles from Square Enix, Jurassic World Evolution 3 from Frontier Developments, Sid Meier's Civilization 7 for Axis Games, Tempest Rising, Slipgate Ironworks, The Alters, 11-Bit Studios, and 2 Point Museum, 2 Point Studios.
I think this one's between Final Fantasy Tactics and 2 Point Museum. They were both really well received. I would love to see the Alters take it because I think that it's been woefully underserved by the Game Awards this year. But having played 2 Point Museum, it was phenomenal. And I know loads of people like Final Fantasy Tactics, so I think it's either going to be one of those two.
Yeah, I agree. I've got a museum, but I love the 2 Point series. I think it's great.
I agree.
I've not played any of them. Really need to get to Museum though. Just seeing how much it is at the moment. But loved Campus. Absolutely loved Campus. It was so good.
I do want to play the Alters though, because I've heard nothing but great things about it. And I also love I forget his name, but
Alex Jordan.
Alex Jordan.
His his online persona is just
great.
fantastic.
Actual
so
friend
fun.
of the show, Alex Jordan.
You'll not stop me acting
Real
like
friend.
Yeah.
Yes.
Real friend.
Yeah.
Honorary girly.
Honorary girly, Alex Jordan.
Yeah. I agree. I think it's 2 Point or Final Fantasy Tactics. The only one I've actually played is the original Final Fantasy Tactics, so I haven't even played this one technically. But the only other thing that would surprise me is like I don't know anything about this Tempest Rising game.
No, I was about to say I don't know anything
So
about
if it's going to be one of those sudden ones where it's like, oh, actually, this has like a huge like fan base, and just I don't know
biggest
about
play
it.
base in the year.
Yeah. So it's like that. It could be that. But yeah, if I was to pick, I would love the Alters, I think, to win this again because, like you said, it's sort of underrepresented at the moment at the Game Awards. Yeah.
The only thing I know about Tempest Rising is that it looks very much like classic Command and Conquer, and they do have.
That's what it looks like on the cover, like the artwork.
Yeah, they have Frank Klepacki, who did the music for Red Alert, is the composer. So if it wins, I'm not mad about it because I love me some Red Alert music.
Yeah.
Like,
I have to look that up later. Cool. Well, yes. Okay, so we got a bit of a split vote there again, I guess, but yeah, I think either one of those feels like a pretty sure bet. Let's go on then to Best Family. That's a weird way to phrase that. For the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform. So, of course, we've got Donkey Kong Bonanza from Nintendo. There he is. Lego Party from SMG Studio. Lego Voyages from Light Brick Studios. Mario Kart World from Nintendo.
Boo! Boo! Put it in the ground.
Sonic Racing Cross Worlds from Sonic Team and Sega. And then Split Fiction from Hazelight Studios. See, this one's got 6.
Yeah. Random. 2 Lego games.
2 Lego games. Yeah. But apparently Lego Party is very good. Like people are saying that it's sort of the better version of like what Mario Party basically is. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, okay. Is Mario getting beaten on all fronts suddenly by everybody? Oh dear. DK is taking over the 3D platforming space now, you know.
Yes. That's what gets my vote. I think Donkey Kong Bonanza for me.
Yeah, and I feel like that's a pretty sure bet.
Yeah.
I think Donkey Kong Bonanza will win it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's inevitable. Yeah, it'll win that.
Yeah. I want to try that Lego Voyages. I've heard really good things about the Lego Voyages game. I know it's quite short, but like just really clever, really well designed. And again, one of those sort of things you look at and go, they've made them look like real Lego pieces. That's insane with like little indentations and stuff. And like, wow. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So DK Bonanza going home with the gold on that one.
Nope.
Let's move on then to Best RPG. Here we go. Here we go. For the best game design with rich player character customization and progression, including massively multiplayer experiences. So we have Avowed, Obsidian Entertainment, Claire Obscure, Expedition 33, Sandfall Interactive, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Warhorse Studios, Monster Hunter Wilds, Capcom, and The Outer Worlds 2, Obsidian Entertainment again.
Go Obsidian.
It's Expedition 33.
I mean,
it is going to win it.
I'm voting for Avowed because I've not played enough of any of the others to vote for them. But
I completely agree with votes for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 as well. Having not even played it, but understanding the depth and watched several playthroughs of people playing it and being like, that's insane, like seriously impressive and excellent writing in particular, like so immersive. But yeah, just for, again, I played Expedition. It's now probably in my top 5 games of all time. It was a 10, you know, very, it's the best game of the year for me, and that's clear, lead into what's going to happen at the end of all this for me. But yeah, that's my pick.
It's definitely mine too. I absolutely love it. I think, like you, Harry, it's probably going to squeeze its way into some of my favourite ever games. Maybe not as high as you. Maybe kind of top 25 for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, just absolute masterpiece. Apart from the final boss, whose name I won't say, just in case. But fuck that guy. Got through with it, but not through ethical means.
I won't spoil it now that I've already spoiled it.
I did. It's been sat on my desk. I forgot it was even here. I did get a copy of that on Black Friday, so looking forward to starting that. It does look. It seems to have got like a second wave on Twitter at the moment. Loads of people playing it again. So it kind of made me go and buy a copy the other day. So looking forward to giving that a go. I didn't play the original, but if any second place was to get it, I think it's going to be that. I think Kingdom Come.
Yeah.
But yeah. Good year for the genre.
Hell yeah. Right, let's move on then to Best Action Adventure. The Best Action Adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. And we have Death Stranding 2 on the Beach from Kojima Productions, Ghost of Yotei from Sucker Punch Productions, Hollow Knight Silk Song from Team Cherry, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle from Machine Games, and Split Fiction from Hazelight Studios. I feel so bad for Hazelight in this one. Like they started the year so strong, and then everything else came out, and it's just like steadily I feel like it's just sort of pushed it further and further down the rankings. Yeah. It's like, oh man, it's rough.
They've got 2 Game of the Years under their belt, like
they do. Hazelight, yeah, I don't think Paris would be too upset.
Yeah. I mean, I think Silksong's winning this one. Yeah. I think if in doubt, like if Expedition 33 is in the running for a award, it's probably going to take it. If Silksong's in a running for a award, it's going to take it. Apart from the few categories when they're both in, and then you'll have the fans, just fighting. The fans should be fighting like
each other.
It feels like this is one that Death Stranding 2 could win, and the internet would not go mental about it, because like if Death Stranding 2 wins Game of the Year. And you know that Keighley wants Kojima to win something so he can get him on stage and floss him or whatever, so that you can just that's gonna happen. Also, I'm boycotting Silksong because fuck them for what they did to Hell Is Us.
Well played. Yes, I agree. But yeah, I can see what you're saying though with Death Stranding 2 winning this one. I'm still, as I said, playing Ghost of Yotei. It is excellent. It's absolutely brilliant. I do prefer it to the first one, and I love Tsushima. But this game is phenomenal and absolutely could win this category, but because of there being Silksong in it, it's Silksong. It's got that aura about it. So yeah.
I've not played any of these. I've played a little bit of Indiana Jones, but I've not.
I really enjoyed Indiana Jones. I really enjoyed it.
What I've played of it, and I love Machine Games.
Yeah. Really enjoyed it. I want to go back and play the DLC. I love the fact they went with like immersive sim with it. It's so cool. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, credit to them.
I'm glad they got the nod, because actually, stuff that comes out at the tail end and misses the year before generally doesn't get a look in. So I'm glad it at least got the nod.
If it hadn't released on PlayStation in the spring, it wouldn't there. I don't reckon.
It's a good point. Yeah, the DLC.
Is that another attack at Keighley?
No, actually, but given how it tends to be, but actually, it's a good point. Yeah, fuck him, fuck Keighley.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, no, it is actually inadvertently. Oh Jesus! It's interesting though. Like, well, anyway, we'll get onto it. So yeah, Silksong then we saying yeah. All right then. Yeah. Let's go on to the next one. We've got Best Action Game. It's not action adventure, just action. So we got the best game in the action genre focused primarily on combat. And so with that, we've got Battlefield 6 from EA, or Battlefield Studios, Doom the Dark Ages from id Software, Hades 2 from Supergiant Games, Ninja Gaiden 4, Platinum Games, and Team Ninja, and Shinobi Art of Vengeance from Lizard Cube.
I think Hades takes this because Hades has got like one of those fan bases which just completely stand over the game. and they'll
Yeah.
just come out in their droves to vote for it. So I'm pretty sure it will just win it, just purely based on that. And Hades is just a bit mid, but but it's just got a fan base which absolutely will do anything for it. So people will just come online to vote, and I'm pretty sure it will win. But again, category's really, really strong. I've not played Shinobi, but it looks mint. It looks really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
And
the community game of the
Ninja
month
Gaiden
for this
will go
month.
It is
Shinobi.
indeed. Come
Oh.
on the Discord. Come and play.
Yeah, the other one I've played is Battlefield 6, and even just knowing about the other games, I know it's not the best action game. Like because the campaign is mid, so like as a complete package, it's let down by the campaign. So it can't possibly, in my head, it can't possibly win that. But it might well do. Who knows? I can't. It'd be weird if it did. Like against all those other games, like it'd just be mental.
Yeah. Having played none of these, the one I want to play, like off the top of the list, would be Doom. That's the one that appeals to me the most. But yeah, just knowing that it kind of got not mixed reception, but like not like I think some people just a bit like there's a lot here that we don't need. This feels like it's getting bloated now. And like trim it back, and I can see that probably happening with the next one maybe. But yeah, I think you're right. I think Hades 2 is probably going to take this one.
Hmm.
We'll move on then to Best Debut Indie Game. For the best debut game created by a new independent studio. So we've got Blueprint from Dogu Bomb, Claire Obscure Expedition 33 from Sandfall Interactive, Despelote from Julian Cordero, Sebastian Valbuena and Panic, and then Dispatch from Ad Hoc Studio. Of course, this is the one that originally did have Megabonk as well.
Yes.
But the developer of that one withdrew from the category, having developed and published other games under other titles, other studios, whatever, not working at a different studio as another name sort of thing.
Yeah.
As they currently go by John Megabonk. Which is great.
What a name.
It's great.
I mean,
more of that.
That is what they signed off their thing for
Yeah.
but I would like to highlight that they go by Vedinad
Okay. Well,
as the publisher. Yeah.
John Megabonk.
So I heard John Megabonk, and then everything womp 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 after that, so it's John Megabonk. But yeah, so it's only 4 for this one. And again, great picks. Despelote, like I love the fact it's there, like punching, like in it, like not above its weight, like that. It absolutely deserves to be here. But the fact it's like up against like 3 games, I feel like are game of the year contenders for like so many people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's a pretty big like get for yourself to be in like the running for the even just for being in the running alongside this sort of caliber is insane. So like credit to them.
They didn't put. They must have had like some. They must have had a backup when John Megabonk pulled out of the thing. Surely they could put another one in.
Yeah, I guess
I feel like
that
makes you seem like you're very second best, doesn't it? Like,
that's
you
it.
didn't make it.
You didn't make the cut originally, so why would anybody then vote for you?
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird thing. Yeah, I could even see people not wanting to accept it based on the fact that it's kind of weird. You already made it in because someone else dropped out.
But also, it's just a bit weird that if Megabonk was there at all, like who's doing the rigor on this?
Yeah.
Well, it was a debut studio. Like he chose to do that. Like that is his first. It's his first game under this. As
wouldn't they contact them? They only find out that they might get it at that point when they announce it. Couldn't they say, do you think they'd do some sort of, you might be in the running, and they go, actually, no, I don't want to be, and then you don't have to go through all that rigmarole, and they could replace them before that even happened. But because they do it with like a complete out of the blue, here you go, and like, no, actually.
Yeah. Right.
I'm not sure.
Not sure.
But I think Expedition 33 will win.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I have very mixed feelings about it being in this category in the first place. And I know that's a whole topic of conversation. That, again, is its own podcast. Very much about the whole indie thing. I personally, as much as I love Claire Obscure, as I've said already, I would give it to Blueprints. If anything, because the undertaking. is insane. Expedition 33 is insane as well, but a near solo dev with Dogobomb, you know, making a game like Blueprints, it's just, yeah, it doesn't happen that often. And yeah, as your debut title, I can't believe it. Just honestly can't believe it. It's ridiculous. So yeah, I would give it to Blueprints personally, but I think Clair Obscur will take it.
Agreed.
All right. Best independent game for outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside the traditional publisher system. So we've got Absalom from Guard Crush Games and Supermonks and Dotemu. Ball Pit, or Ball X Pit, depending, from Kenny Sun and Devolver Digital. Got Blueprints from Dogobomb. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 from Soundfall Interactive. Hades 2 from Supergiant Games. And Hollow Knight Silksong from Team Cherry. Other than Game of the Year, this is probably the most like close category, I think.
Yeah. I think everything in here can win. I think there is elements of that thing that you touched on a moment ago, Harry, about kind of what makes an indie. Because when it's a sequel, I don't know. That is a total other conversation. But I wonder whether people would vote for something. The first two, Absalom and Ball Pit, purely being on how kind of recent they are, how big they've been. That Ball Pit sold 1 million now. I think we put an article up on that the other day.
Yeah.
And it's got such like a big following, and they're going to do a lot more with the game as well. So it's kind of got that the hype waves continuing with new content, and I think that kind of hype wave is an important thing. And I feel like people who would vote for Expedition 33 to be Game of the Year might give votes to something else in this category. Yeah. And I think I've not voted yet, but that's how I would, because I only think it's fair that kind of that the pie is shared, and if Expedition's going to win the big prize, which it probably is, it's only fair that these other guys get a well deserved, second place. I think you're right. This is the second most important category of the year, I think.
Yeah. Definitely the hardest, I feel, to easily just go like, oh, clearly they're going to win it. We could say like Clair Obscur Expedition 33, but like you said, Mark, I think there will be people who are like, no, I'm going to vote for it for Game of the Year and Best RPG and things like that. But I can definitely then give this over to Ball Pit or Absalom or Hades 2 or whatever they feel like. So yeah, I think it's just harder to call for that same reason.
I think it is going to be Silksong in this category.
Yeah, I think it'll be Silksong.
Because I totally get what you guys are saying around Absalom and Ball Pit, but I still think they're on the same level as Clair Obscur or Hollow Knight, and because like you say, they might go, or because Clair Obscur's in 1 million categories, they might lend the votes to the other big title, which is arguably Silksong, isn't it? So
yeah, I mean,
if I was going to pick a winner for that category, I would say it was Silksong for me. Not that I want him to win, because fuck Silksong.
But you're right. I think, Absalom and Ball Pit are two games that, as much as they've done fantastically well, and rightfully so, neither one of them has the fan base of a game like Silksong. So, the fans will come out for Silksong and will vote accordingly. I think that's exactly it. I feel like, Silksong might take this one. It's tough, though. Again, you got both Matt and Clair Obscur in here. I think those are the two, as V pointed out, this is one of the categories where those two are in it, and then it becomes about those two duking it out, and everyone else just kind of has to sit back.
Who has the more rabid fan base? And again, from spending a lot of time on the internet, it's absolutely Silksong. The Silksong fans are mental.
Well, they've had a lot of time to work themselves up, whilst Clair Obscur fans are much more fresh-faced and naive about everything. Like, oh, maybe our new fun French game will win. And Silksong fans are like, I swear to God, if we don't win, everyone dies.
Yeah, absolutely. There's the Hollow Knight. They'll bully you off of the Metroidvania subreddit if you say that Hollow Knight's not your favorite Metroidvania. Those people are fucking mad.
Well, in that case, I think we can leave that up to a split then of one of those two. Yeah.
No, I think it's Silksong.
Silksong? All right. Silksong takes it then. The best independent game. Best community support, recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity and game updates/patches. So we have Baldur's Gate 3 from Larian Studios, Final Fantasy 14 from Square Enix, Fortnite from Epic Games, Helldivers 2 from Arrowhead Game Studios, and No Man's Sky from Hello Games.
I hate this category. Can I just say that I hate this category? Because it's like, with the exception of Baldur's Gate 3 that's here this year and a little bit of Helldivers 2, it is literally always Final Fantasy, Fortnite, and No Man's Sky, and then either something that's got like an update, like when Cyberpunk 2077 got in there because they fixed the game that they released fucking broken. Because big claps, big fucking claps for that. Like,
well done, boys and girls.
Yeah, like I just think it's such a. Obviously, I think having a best community support category is good, but it just seems so bland every year. Like, how is Peak not here for best community support outside of like Final Fantasy and things like that? It's just like there are other games that come out in the year that have really fun community support, and let's highlight them instead of being like, oh, did you know that Final Fantasy is an MMO and you can download the free trial here for this month? Like, like it's just like, it's just people think of community stuff and they're like, oh yeah, probably No Man's Sky's probably done a lot this year. Just chuck Hello Games back in, like that'll be fine.
I do appreciate the work that Hello Games put into making No Man's Sky what it is. Because
absolutely.
That is craft, like fair play to them, because that has really turned it around from what it was originally. But that was forever ago as well. Like,
I think that's the thing. I think it's like, yes, they do really well, and like maybe in best ongoing game or something like that, definitely. But it's just like every year community support is like the same three. I mean, every year the best ongoing game is usually like the same game, and it's like, I'm sure the guys at Hello Games would be quite happy if other people got their kudos. Like,
I mean, does anybody feel particularly strongly about one of these? It's going to win. I'm going to take it.
Baldur's Gate 3 probably. Horny fan bases win most of the time. Never underestimate. Or Helldivers 2.
Yeah.
I was going to say Helldivers 2. I think Helldivers 2 has more of a sense of like things being constant in that respect of community updates and things like that, as opposed to.
They're really good on social media as well.
That's it. Yeah, they've got
that narrative about fighting Super Earth and all that sort of stuff.
And one thing that they've. Sorry, I was going to say one thing they've done this year, obviously with Helldivers, is to bring in the Xbox community as well. And obviously onboarding another community into a community must be really fucking hard. I bet that's really difficult to manage, and especially with the volatility between a PlayStation fan base absorbing Xbox gamers must have been like really bitter pill for them to swallow. So the fact that there's not really been an animosity around it, or not that bad at least, I think maybe they deserve it probably on that ground, because that's a really delicate situation. They've probably managed quite well.
And just on that though as well, Mark, it was really positive experiences of people jumping in crossplay with PlayStation games and then being shown the ropes and like, no, we'll look after you and stuff like that. These really like heartwarming stories of like, fuck the console wars, we're just going to play the game, and like that was really good. Not always, but like,
Exactly. No, I agree, and I maybe it's hope, but I feel Helldivers 2 kind of maybe just has its neck out a little bit more on this one to cinch it. Right, I think we're getting close to the end.
Really not. We've still got about 8 to do.
Damn it. Best ongoing, awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. And with that one, we've got Final Fantasy 14 from Square Enix, Fortnite from Epic Games,
Rivals.
Helldivers 2 from Arrowhead Game Studios, Marvel Rivals from NetEase Games, and No Man's Sky from Hello Games.
To be fair to Fortnite, so like, you know what, it gets a bad rap for being, you know, the casual game, but the content that they put out for that is insane. Like, and I don't really play it. I really like the gunplay in Fortnite, but I don't really play it because my mates think it's a kid's game, which is fair. But I think the no build in it is brilliant. But the Springfield that map they've done
The
for
Simpsons content,
Simpsons,
Yeah.
that's special. That's really cool. And the fact that they can do that, obviously their pockets are so deep, it's unbelievable. But they can do that as an LTM. That's just crazy, absolutely crazy. And like that the kind of budget to put into that is more than some indie games would cost. Period. And obviously that's a privileged position, but I just think that they do it well. I don't think they ever really do anything half-assed. So although it gets the stigma for being the ultimate casual game, they do things really well and really high quality, I think. So if that was to win it again, I'm sure. I was looking, Helldivers got it last year, but I'm sure Fortnite's probably won it a good 5 or 6 times already. And if it was based on what they've done the last 12 months, I think it could be deserved.
I think for the Springfield stuff alone, it should put it in the running for it because it just seems so extensive and so well thought out and so like the true to the law. They really put the depth in. That was really. And not that anybody else hasn't put the work in, but that was really kind of. It was everywhere, wasn't it? You could see the memes on the episodes going online. Peter Griffin running into the Griffin's house and then Marge Simpson hiding behind a lamp and blowing him away. Like it's just like that's just excellent. It's just great.
Yeah. Again, I've only been playing a bit of Helldivers 2 here and there. My kids play Fortnite all the time, and I've seen the Springfield map, and yeah, it's very impressive. Very cool what they've done with it. So yeah, unless anybody else feels strongly, I feel like Fortnite is taking the ongoing game category. Right. On to games for impact. For a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. And we've got Consume Me from Jenny Zhao Xia, AP Thompson, and Hexecutable. Despelote from Julian Cordero, Sebastian Valbuena, and Panic. Lost Records, Bloom and Rage from Don't Nod. South of Midnight from Compulsion Games. And Wonderstop from Ivy Road. I've played 2 of these, South of Midnight and Wonderstop. I would personally give it to South of Midnight. Again, I can't comment too much on the others, but I do know for a fact that Consume Me has been getting a lot of good buzz around it because of its messaging and stuff like that around sort of mental health, but also like personal image and body image and things like that. Kind of important topic matter that doesn't get that much like coverage in gaming, if at all, really. But yeah, does anybody have a particularly strong feeling about any one of these?
I've only played South of Midnight, but the story was amazing. I really loved it. So I was like, yeah, I would. I guess my vote, but I still want to play it, obviously. But yeah, I thought it was excellent.
I wonder if it might take it purely for the fact that in terms of voting, more people would have played it. I've only played that in Lost Records, but I have heard positive things about all of the ones in this category. So yeah, I think South of Midnight might take it. I do feel like in some of the other ones, especially the one for score and music, it was like snubbed. So I wouldn't be unhappy to see it get something. But yeah, I think it might take it just on the fact that it's the most well-known one in the category.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it deserves it as well, though.
Totally agree.
And also, it is also a fantastic game. I'm not saying it doesn't deserve it. Yeah, absolutely.
It has that little bit of weight added to it, being on Game Pass and things like that. I know maybe 1 or 2 of these other ones were as well, but like, yeah, big launch, big marketing, but push, all that sort of thing. Yeah. Yep. So South of Midnight for games for impact. Innovation in accessibility, recognizing software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. So we've got Assassin's Creed Shadows from Ubisoft, Atomfall from Rebellion, Doom: The Dark Ages from id Software, EA Sports FC 26 from EA, and South of Midnight from Compulsion Games. Now, I just can't speak for you guys, obviously. I don't have any major accessibility issues like that. I use accessibility options all the time. I'm always using subtitles and stuff like that. I prefer playing with them, even with games when they're in English. just in case I miss anything.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I can't speak to any one of these as far as what they have done. I unfortunately doesn't tell you here. It just is the nominees.
But there's a button just below
learn more about
the blurb, and I'm just kind of skim reading kind of what some of what were the actual accessibility options there were that were included. It'd take probably too long than we have to actually read this, but I do remember South of Midnight having quite good accessibility options. I'm in I think we're all in privileged positions where we don't have to fully make use of these, so we're not really kind of that au fait with it. But I do remember seeing quite a lot in South of Midnight, but that's just probably because that's the only real one here that I've properly played. And I think Shadows, if I'm not mistaken, Shadows did quite a bit, and I think Ubisoft have been quite good on the accessibility options for their games. But I have to be honest, I'm not really that qualified to comment on this. And but you know what, I'm just glad it is a category because I think it's really important.
I agree. Yeah. I've only played South of Midnight and Atomfall of those. And Atomfall, as I remember, because I've played a lot of that, it had all of the kind of what you should expect there to be accessibility wise, like the kind of standard stuff, but it also had the really kind of like kind of Sniper Elite does it as well, where you can really mess with the difficulty, but it's not just like easy, medium, or hard. It's like broken down into the types of gameplay as well, so combat, survival, and like the mystery stuff. So if you would need more help with the mystery stuff, because if you need extra help and support, you can tone down that. But if you were pretty good at the combat, you could have that higher. So you can be really customizable with the gameplay and make it your own that works to you. But you're not penalized for it. Like back in the day where if you played it on easy, you were unlocking loads of achievements because you're doing it too easily. Like it doesn't penalize if you're using accessibility either, which is really good. So it feels like it was a really good game in that sense. But the others might have that as well, but that really stuck out for me from Atomfall when I was playing it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Mark on this one. I feel like none of us are maybe particularly well qualified or in a position to kind of really pass judgment on this one, having not actually gotten to grips with much of the stuff that this will be covering. I weirdly enough, maybe, and this may be controversial take, I don't feel like this should be a category which is voted upon. I almost feel like innovation and accessibility should just be a thing where you just highlight a bunch of games that have just done a good job of doing that. I don't know about like putting them in competition with each other in that respect. It feels like a weird thing. Like it's about accessibility, it's about bringing people in. Like I don't know. That's just a personal take for me.
It should be more of a if you were. It would just it doesn't. I don't feel like they put the effort in, but I feel like you would go to the communities who you've built the games in mind of or with, and said, "Have we got this right?" And get them only those communities to vote for it to kind of say, "Yes, this is." An accessible one for me, but then you might exclude loads of people who aren't directly connected to those community groups that they would go to. It's a tricky one to.
Yeah, really.
But I agree with you. It feels weird that somebody like if you don't have any accessibility, going, oh yeah, that's got the best one. Like you just voted for your favorite, aren't you?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you just voted for the one you thought about. And we're like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah. So yeah, we'll sort of abstain from this one. Maybe move on. Oops, clicked on the wrong thing there.
Well, if you have used the accessibility features of those games, tell us in the comments.
Indeed. Yep. Yeah, we'd love to hear from you.
Absolutely.
About that. Yeah, tell us your pick. Right, let's go on to best performance, awarded to an individual for voiceover acting, motion, and/or performance capture. So we've got Ben Starr for Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Charlie Cox for Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Erika Ishii for Ghost of Yotei, Jennifer English for Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Konatsu Kato for Silent Hill F, and Troy Baker for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Insanely good, but at the same time, big letdown by the fact that Alex Jordan is not there. The Alters. I am obviously huge fan of Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Could have done with one of these three not being there. Would have been okay with it. Absolutely.
Charlie Cox doesn't even want himself to be there.
Exactly. That's the one. I was trying to be diplomatic, but you're right. It's Charlie Cox, and I don't feel bad about it. He doesn't feel bad about it. He feels bad about it. So I'm like, Charlie,
He's like, what do you mean? Why is this not a mocap category? Which I also, I'm like, yeah, no, that, like, you kind of do need to have both when you're looking at some of these, like, big titles where they focus so much on the mocap. But yeah, Charlie Cox just like, what the fuck did I do?
I would
He's in the studio for like 4 hours or something, and he came out. It was like, dude, you've achieved more in 4 hours than I'm going to do my bloody life.
Very happy. Would have liked to have seen Alex Jordan swapped in here. Absolutely. And again, credit to a number of other great voice actors out there. I thought the woman who did the lead for South of Midnight was fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
She was great. Really good.
I have watched some videos of the woman who did the majority of the voice acting in Silk Song, and she's an absolute delight. And watching her do all these really weird little characters with all their noises is also very fun. I'm like, oh, that's great. I love it. Like,
funny enough.
There was a game I reviewed, and I really enjoyed a particular character's performance. I can't think for the life of me which one it was. It's really bugging me.
I've highlighted one in my personal list that I've been doing for myself. Unfortunately, I don't think I've got it up here that I can do. It's the chapter who plays the lead in a game called The Drifter, which I reviewed this year. Point and click game, fantastic. And they did just an excellent job of playing the lead. Really enjoyed their character.
A lot of the voice acting in Mafia: The Old Country was very good. Don Teresi was excellent. It was really kind of sinister and like measured, but like unhinged as well. Like, it was great.
Right, who do we think is going to take it though, guys? That's what we're here for.
I mean, I think Ben Starr might get it. Like, everyone loves Ben Starr.
Yeah, if you played, I think
he was fantastic.
If you're, I think honestly, if you're going with people who played the game, I think you're going to find the majority will go with Jennifer. I think Mael, her character, I think that's the one that cinches it. Once you play through to the end of that game, both of them absolutely, like their whole, both of them is like the sort of the front runners here. I feel like, I would give it to Jennifer myself. I think it's hers.
I think it's one of the two, but I just on Troy Baker, I thought he was so good as Indy, like, because I'm not like a big indie film fan, but he
nailed it.
I don't think he was trying to exactly be Harrison Ford, but he kind of he just nailed who Harrison Ford plays as him. I think he just really nailed that performance. It was so good.
The cadence and everything like that, like how he barks certain words at people and things like that. Like,
It wasn't an imitation performance, but it was kind of it was like his own take on it, but in a very, very kind of honourable way. And I thought it was brilliant, and no surprise he gets so many gigs in the industry. But I think he would, for me, be a close third behind Ben and Jennifer. But but for me personally, it would have to be Ben. I just Verso, man, what a man.
Yeah, great, brilliant performance. So again, maybe a bit of a split vote there between, or I'll give it to Ben. We'll say it's Ben. Ben's going to win that one. Let's go on. We've still got plenty to do. Best audio design. Recognizing the best in-game audio and sound design, we have Battlefield 6 from EA, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 from Sandfall Interactive, Death Stranding 2 On the Beach from Kojima Productions, Ghost of Yotei from Sucker Punch Productions, and Silent Hill F from Neobards Entertainment / Konami. I've been playing Ghost of Yotei. It's got great, phenomenal sound design, as did the first one. Clair Obscur, great sound design. I wouldn't necessarily say it's the thing that like sticks out to me the most. And I know people have raved about both Silent Hill F for its sound design and Battlefield 6. Again, I know Battlefield's all about bullets whizzing past you and sounding accurate, and people can be able to tell like what caliber it was and shit like that. So, it's like fair enough. If you can get that to that point, it's like fair enough. Like, well played.
It is cool when you're like you're hiding behind no cover and it's just you're like, get out.
So I think Ghost of Yotei does a phenomenal job with its audio design. And again, with the fact that that's a game that has put so much work into creating like different sort of ambiance and things depending on like the type of audio setup you choose to play with. The game's traditional music. It then has like the Watanabe mode, which allows you to play with like lo-fi beats throughout the game, which I have done, and it is excellent. It is so good playing with the lo-fi beats. It just works everywhere. Everything just feels cool. It's just Samurai Champloo, which is, I believe, the chap, the conductor, was the one who did like things like Samurai Champloo, which is amazing. So that would get my vote, honestly, even though I played Clair Obscur and loved it. But yeah, maybe Ghost of Yotei for me. But
I'm
again,
annoyed Hellizers isn't there.
Yeah.
Because like the soundscapes it created with those those big noises that came out of nowhere and you're just wandering through that brutalist, like it was just great, and like it's so striking and it resounded with you. The fact that it's not there is an absolute travesty.
Every time you closed an anomaly,
the noise that really
oh,
yeah,
so
when an enemy
crunchy
nearby
and-
is buzzing,
yeah.
like yeah,
so good.
excellent, yeah.
I don't know. Again, I can't say if there's a particular front runner for this one. If anyone else can, do we feel like we know what everyone's going to pick?
Not at all.
No.
I don't know.
They had a guitar in Death Stranding too.
It's true.
Oh, sorry, Mac. What are you gonna say?
Sorry, to be honest, not a lot. But actually, I mean, I've only played a couple of these, so Battlefield and Clair Obscur. But yeah, I've heard very good things about the audio design of the others. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if one of the like Death Stranding or Silent Hill got it from what I've heard anyway. But yeah, I guess again, not qualified on that.
It's a tricky one to call. Maybe we can just move on instead of lingering. And we'll talk about best score of music for outstanding music, inclusive of score, original song, and/or licensed soundtrack. So we have
Fuck this category.
Christopher Larkin for Hollow Knight Silksong, Darren Korb for Hades 2, Lorien Tastard for Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Tomo Otowa, for Ghost of Yotei, and Woodkid and Ludwig Forsell for Death Stranding 2 On the Beach. I think it's going to be Lorien Tastard's. South of Midnight should have absolutely been here. Completely agree. Yeah.
Just unbelievable. Two-Toed Tom, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Especially when there's only 5 in this category and there's 6 in others. Like, there's space for it. And I think that is real robbery.
Hate the fact that this whole 5-6 thing, like it really creates this awkwardness where it's like if there's only 5 and you're like, why is one missing? You're like, why the fuck is it in the 6th spot, which can apparently exist?
Yeah.
It just doesn't work. But yeah. I think it's Lorien Tastard's for Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I mean, of all the people from the game who've garnered the biggest reputation from it, it's him. Like, absolutely. The studio, obviously, as a whole, have done incredibly well, but he's basically almost become like a household name from being a SoundCloud artist, like only like a year ago, sort of thing, a couple of years ago. I know, again, all of these have phenomenal soundtracks, of course, but I think it's Clair Obscur's for this one as well.
I mean, it's selling out concerts all around Europe, isn't it? For the music. And I actually, one of the girls in the office at work, she was going with her fella to a Death Stranding one recently. But
cool,
Expedition 33 is selling out concert halls around the continent, and I think that speaks volumes, doesn't it? No, that was not a pun, but it's doing really well, and in terms of its kind of broad and lasting appeal of its music, like people really want to hear it after the game as well. Yeah,
completely agree. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 for best score and music. Let's go on to then best art direction for outstanding creative and/or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. Again, we have Clair Obscur Expedition 33 from Sample Interactive, Death Stranding 2 On the Beach from Kojima Productions, Ghost of Yotei, Sucker Punch Productions, Hades 2, Supergiant Games, and Hollow Knight Silksong from Team Cherry.
It's the same as the last 5.
Yeah. And again, at least one's missing. Really 2, I believe, but at least one, which is Keeper.
Yes.
Just
why Keeper is not there.
Why Keeper isn't there is mad.
Yeah.
You forget.
Absolutely mad. Don't understand it at all. I love
The
Ghost
most-
of Yotei. I think it's phenomenal, but it's doing
Best
what
use of
was
color.
done with the previous game, which
Yeah.
is just realism. And yeah, I don't know.
Same
It's just-
argument with Hades too, as well. Like Hades is looks great, but it looks like the original Hades. Right? Like it's just
and the same can be said for Silksong.
yeah.
You know, you've got
You've
three
got
sequels
when
there
you've
that
got
just
people
continue the
sat there
same.
doing like, come on.
Yeah.
I think argument could be made for Silksong, the fact that it is the enemy types and stuff like that are very different from the first one, because of, and it really supports the theming of the game. You know, you've got the new mechanic of like the silk, and it means that lots of the lots of the enemy designs and stuff like that are set up in such a way it's almost like they're being puppeted and things. So there is a lot of small details within the art direction that sets up the themes and the story of the game, which the first one did
That's
do,
fair.
but they did it did it in a very different way with like the corruption and things. So I don't think necessarily like sequels should be not allowed in categories like this, but when it's doing more of the same, a la like a sort of Hades and a Ghost of Yotei, then potentially.
Again, glorious, both of them. They really are. Like Hades 2 has some of the best art, I think, in games right now. I think it's excellent and has a lot of people sort of copycatting it right now for good reason. In the same way that Hollow Knight did and does. Um,
South of Midnight should be in this category.
South of Midnight should be in this category as well. I think there's an argument for that. Absolutely.
It's an absolutely stunning game, and like with
Yeah.
that kind of slightly stop motiony vibe as well, it was excellent. It looked amazing.
It's also why, and again, it wouldn't, because unfortunately it wouldn't make it past the ones we've already mentioned as far as which ones should be here. But Midnight Walk is another one I would put forward just because, again, it did the whole stop motion claymation thing and did it so well. And it is, again, a very visually unique looking game.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, something like that would have been cool. But still, strong category again. I don't think it's quite as clear cut as maybe some of the other ones would be. I haven't played Death Stranding 2 yet. I loved Death Stranding 1, and I love the sort of visual imagery that Kojima does. I love it when that dude gets weird. And I saw that the trailers for this only had more weirdness to it. So I'm like, I've got to get around to playing that. But if I had to pick one, it would be Clair Obscur Expedition 33, because again, phenomenal art direction and well design and stuff like that.
I think Death Stranding might take it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it could do. Yeah.
And I think it's good because it is so hyper realistic, but it shows that you can be hyper realistic but also have fantastic art direction, and it's with all the weirdness of a video game into
Exactly.
it, as opposed to some of the other hyper realistic stuff that's just like, oh, how many hairs are on like people's skin? I'm like, I do not care.
And to be clear, just because again, like playing Ghost of Yotei, and it's the one that's up there right now, obviously, it does a phenomenal job of what it's doing. I haven't taken more pictures in another game except for probably Clair Obscur Expedition 33 for visuals and blueprints because of the puzzles. So that's unrelated. But yeah, Ghost of Yotei is probably like the game I've photographed the most after Clair Obscur. So like it's gorgeous. It's stunning. It's like screensaver worthy. It's wallpaper worthy all the time. So credit to them. Technically, on a technical level, it's absurd. But it just doesn't get me as excited as a Keeper does. There we are. So yeah, Death Stranding 2.
They just announced that black and white mode for that today.
I know, it looks so good.
So
It looks so
cool.
good.
That's really cool.
It's so
Yeah.
cool.
I like that.
I love when they do stuff like that.
Yeah, sick.
They did
Really
that with
cool.
Dishonored a fair while ago. They just made it like, and the blood was red, but everything else was black and white. Like, that's very cool.
Yeah,
That's very
yeah. The Kurosawa mode, I think, does that. Or one of the not the Kurosawa mode. There's another one which does it where the blood's more extreme, but also like the camera's more like brought in close on Ghost of Yotei, and stuff like that, which is really cool. I need to try that out. Right, yeah. So Death Stranding 2 to take the best art direction. Moving on, best narrative from outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. We've got Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Sample Interactive, Death Stranding 2 On the Beach from Kojima Productions, Ghost of Yotei, Sucker Punch Productions, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Warhorse Studios, and Silent Hill F, Neobards Entertainment / Konami. This is a tough one. I know people raved about both Silent Hill F and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, as far as narrative is concerned. I can't speak to Death Stranding 2's narrative because I tried to avoid it, if honest, because I knew I wanted to play it.
Oh, you don't want someone to spoil the narrative of a game? That's interesting.
Don't you start. Um, but yeah, I know that those two would probably get a lot of people's votes. Silent Hill F, again, tackling interesting issues, but maybe not quite the sort of issues that will make it into the games for impact category. Yeah, I struggle with this one. I think.
But what I've seen what I've just seen, only from what I've seen people talking online about and the way that they responding to plot beats in games,
Yeah.
Clair Obscur appears many more times that I've seen. Not people giving the narrative, but people I've just finished Act 1. Oh my god, I've just finished Act 2. Oh my god, what a game! There was more of that I saw. It might be that I'm not following people who are playing the other ones, but it felt like there was a lot more discussion and narrative around Clair Obscur in that respect, from my perspective.
Yeah, I probably agree with that. That's generally what I saw. Again, though, similar situation to you, may just be my algorithm, that sort of thing.
Yes.
Yeah, I know that people really, really were very taken with the story of Henry from Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. And again, actually, you know what? That's another person who probably should have been in the VA, the voice acting, the performance section as well. To be fair, the voice actor for Henry. I know that people were saying he did an incredible job with the character, and again, you spend so much time with that character, getting to know them and everything like that. Tricky.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm gonna say Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I think it might pull ahead just by sheer virtue of being so damn impressive, so grounded yet so exciting and so immersive for people.
I think it's one of those that I've yet to play, but it's kind of you somewhat create your own adventure, whereas all these are probably a little bit more objective based, and this seems to be a little bit more kind of you're going to tackle this own world in your own way, but not in no direction. You're going to find your own path here. I think it's got that going for it.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to you get branded for stealing food. You ought to deal with that for the rest of your playthrough. That sort of thing. Really interesting stuff. Yeah, I'm going to say Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, unless anybody has a particular objection.
No.
Good stuff.
I think Clair Obscur will win.
Too late, it's happened. We're on to the next one.
I'm happy for you to go with your pick.
I had clicked the arrow. All right, best game direction. Awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. We have Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Soundfall Interactive, Death Stranding 2, On the Beach, Kojima Productions, Ghost of Yote, Sucker Punch Productions, Hades 2, Supergiant Games, and Split Fiction from Hazelight Studios. I think Clair Obscur Expedition 33 takes this. I think Soundfall Interactive will get it.
Yeah, it's kind of relaunched the turn-based RPG category, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And I think Hades 2, I've not played it, but I imagine it's very, very similar to the first. Death Stranding 2 is just a sequel. Ghost of Yote, probably, as you said, Harry, very, very similar to the original. But then Split Fiction, it's nice that that's got a place here. But I think people kind of know what they're getting with a Hazelight game now. It is very much a co-op game. But I think, although it's not a new genre, turn-based RPG, particularly 3D ones, it's something that just kind of relaunched the whole genre to people, and to a whole new a bunch of people that never played it before, and in a really unique way as well, with a parrying system. I thought was fantastic, and learning enemies' routines really did make it feel like a Souls-like at times. When you get your parrying right, it was kind of like Sekiro level of Yes.
Absolutely.
But I think game direction is definitely worthy of that. And one thing I really liked about Clair Obscur in that it didn't try to do too much. It was a contained 30-40 hour experience if you wanted it to be. But there's obviously a lot more you can do. But it never, there's just no bloat. It's just a really good experience from start to finish. And
Excited to see what the DLC will
Give me a sequel.
have. Yeah, man, absolutely. Give me more of that world. Right. Yeah, I think Clair Obscur then takes best game direction. Let's move on. We're finally here, everybody. It's only taken us an hour and 40 minutes to get to the game of the year. And they are Clair Obscur Expedition 33 from Sample Interactive, Death Stranding 2 On the Beach from Kojima Productions, Donkey Kong Bonanza from Nintendo. Thank you, Adam. Hades 2 from Supergiant Games, Hollow Knight Silksong from Team Cherry, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 Warhorse Studios. Before anybody says anything, I'm going to put it forward. Question. The most contentious game of the year we've had?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Not by,
God of War,
not by a
Red Dead
mile.
was a big one. No, God of War, was it Ragnarok and Elden Ring? Then you had God of War and Red Dead 2. I think they, but then again, that was kind of like 2 of the
Silksong,
5.
Clair Obscur, Hades 2.
Oh, you mean like the most competitive? Because
Sorry, yeah,
contentious
but I
for
say,
me
I
is
said
like.
contentious, didn't I? I meant
Yeah.
competitive. Sorry, I said
I
contentious.
know
I
you
meant
meant.
competitive.
You
My
said
apologies.
when you said contentious, I'm like,
Like,
who's
No,
complaining?
I know, I get it.
Last
I
year's
say
more
wrong words
contentious.
sometimes, I know.
Just for clarity for the listeners,
Yeah.
like, just want to
Yeah.
let them know that we know what
Compa-
words mean.
the more
Like,
competitive.
Yeah, we try to be professional. Fuck yeah.
But yeah,
You know.
competitive. You're absolutely right. Competitive.
Yeah.
I think,
I agree with that.
yeah. But no, but I agree. But as you said, I think Elden Ring are going up against games like God of War and stuff like that. And of course, every time
Yeah.
Horizon's in there, it's up against something else that beats it, whatever it might be. Sekiro or something like that. I can't remember what it was the first time, and then the second time was another
Breath of
one.
the Wild.
Breath
The
of the
first
Wild.
one
That
was
was
Breath
it.
of the Wild, and the second one was
One was-
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring. Yeah.
To be fair, I mean, Horizon's a good game, but it's never getting Game
yeah,
of the
no.
Year.
No, I
Like,
agree.
it's not like, oh, that's a shoe in for it if Elden Ring hadn't come
By
out. It's like,
God,
all
is
right,
Herman
I'm
Hulse want you
good.
to love it?
Like, fucking hell. Like,
You're gonna enjoy it though. Herman's gonna make sure you would fucking enjoy that game at some point or other in your life. It's gonna be an anime. It's gonna be a pair of shoes. He's gonna figure out how you're gonna fucking like his game. Jesus. But right, let's finish this off, guys. What do we think? What's it gonna be? Who's gonna take it away? The big one.
It's going to be Expedition 33. Like, I think there's a lot of good competition in there, but it is probably going to be it. Like,
If this is to end the way that I feel like people will want it to, the majority, like for it to feel right, honestly, as a game show where like a game has won like no doubt a bunch of other awards in set other categories and then got to the game of the year, it would be weird then if Clair Obscur did not win game of the year. Just by, I think, as we've said, leading up to this, it's going to probably win at least 6 or 7 of the awards it's nominated for. Before this one. So it's always an odd, and this is for me the showcase paradox of like, how do you run a showcase which feels good and makes sense and represents the great thing about whatever it is it's covering as an award show. If Clair Obscur wins every other award, by de facto it should win the game of the year, but that's not fun.
I agree.
My
current game of the year is Donkey Kong, but that's because I haven't finished Clair Obscur, and that might could well take over that. But Donkey Kong is amazing as well. So like none of these games don't deserve to be there. I don't think Hades 2 surprised me because it kind of came out of nowhere, but I appreciate that I haven't played it and everyone is raving about how good it is. So like fair play, but fucking Hollow Knight Silksong is what I'd say.
specifically.
No, but yeah, that's it. I mean, I fully expect it to be Clair Obscur, to be fair, because as you say, Harry, if you get nominated for 12 categories and then are likely to win a lot of those and then don't win Game of the Year, like what are people doing?
Calls things into question a little bit. I think as
people love the fantasy. Oh, sorry, Harry, go on.
No, go on.
I think people just love the fantasy story around Clair Obscur as well and its development.
It's a fairy tale.
Sorry, that's a better word. It really is a fairy tale of somebody who was working at Ubisoft and got fucked off with everything and decided to go and do his own thing and with next to no resource and got people just willing to give him time in some circumstances for very little in return. And, to create a game that was that is a masterpiece. And one thing that often gets talked so little about with Clair Obscur for such a small game, it launched in such a stable condition as well.
Yeah.
And it's been really solid ever since. And I think people love that fairy tale, and I think that's what will drive it to the big gong. To be honest,
it's that sort of golden goose game that I feel like everybody wants to be able to champion, because it's a third-party, non-exclusive title, so everybody gets to enjoy it. It's a game that revitalizes a genre. It's a game made from a new team of sort of, they're not like newbies or anything like that. As we said, that some of them are veterans, but they've brought in people like Lauren Tostard, the composer, never worked in game development or done a soundtrack to anything before in his life. Found him on SoundCloud. Inspired by the games they grew up playing that they want to do again, like classic, JRPGs and things. There's so many, as you say, so many things that lead into this being like, if this doesn't win, what does it say about where we are at in the games industry, if anything? Like, this is surely the thing that we're constantly talking about wanting, because we can guarantee, or normally we can kind of guarantee this level of quality from a first party game, whether it's like a Ghost of Yotei or, a Donkey Kong Bonanza. But when you've got someone like Clair Obscur, Sandfall Interactive doing it for several, different SKUs and like that, like, it's that much more impressive, especially when it runs so well at launch, as you say, Mark. So, yeah, I wanted to win, not just because I think it deserves it, but because I kind of wanted to act as a kind of a lighting of a beacon of like, make more, do this, do more, not like, don't copy, just be more adventurous. Go back to worlds that you may haven't visited in a while.
Yeah, and you even have the Final Fantasy developers calling them in, saying basically just, in other words, saying, teach us how to suck eggs. like we started this. Now you come and tell us how to fucking do it properly. Because we've dropped the ball for the last many years. So it's just a fantasy story. It's wonderful. It really is.
Yeah.
I think everyone should champion that. I think.
Yeah, I agree.
100%.
But we are forgetting one thing. Kojima is going to be there. So,
Can't disappoint Kojima.
Can't disappoint Kojima.
Yeah, but Hideo Kojima also loves video games. I don't think.
No, he does.
mad
He does.
about it.
Kojima doesn't want to win. Geoff wants Kojima to win.
Yeah, that's the one. No.
And Joseph Ferris has to have one of a mistress prize off Geoff as well, because if Kojima's the wife, Ferris is the mistress.
Absolutely, yeah. Never the two shall be together.
Yeah, we need Joe to step up on the stage at some point to swear. At some point.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
All right.
Not to swear, we need him to get up on the stage and talk about the state of the industry, because that's what he's good at.
Yes.
Anyway,
We should have another meeting of where we had like Phil Spencer, Reggie Fils-Aimé, and Jim Ryan, was it? Were they the three who did it? No, it wasn't Jim Ryan. It was the chap before Jim Ryan, I think, was up on the stage, wasn't it? For
Andy
PlayStation.
Was it Andy?
no, Sean. Is it
Sean Layden.
I would say John Ryder. That's definitely not right.
No, Sean Layden. When they had the three of them up on stage at one point, we should have like Joseph Fares, Sven Binker from Larian Studios, and we've got to find like a third person who's really good at talking about like the industry and the state it's in.
Yeah.
And just have all of them be up there just being like, you're all fucking it up.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So, Game of the Year, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Yay.
I should think so, yes.
Yeah. All right. And with that, we can move on then to our second part of this topic.
Are you joking? There's no way we're actually doing predictions this evening. We're going to have to split it into a different pod.
We could do that if we want to. We could do a separate pod.
It's half past bloody midnight.
We could do a separate pod, everybody. That's what we're doing. Surprise! This was totally part of the plan. Don't worry. But anyway, we will do a second part to this as it when it goes up. We will let you know. But the intention as well is that what would be next week's pod that would normally be recorded on the Thursday, which would obviously be the 11th, is the day of the Game Awards. So what we will be doing is letting that pass. We're going to give Geoff his space. We'll acquiesce, and all the rest of it. Thank you, Adam. The most vulgar action. we will let him have the stage, and we will then record, most likely, if we're able to, of the following day, to then react to the Game Awards.
Reacciones.
Yeah. So in that case, we will then close out real quick then with what we are looking forward to. I am looking forward to the Game Awards. Haha, how about that? What is everyone else looking forward to?
Brown
Lady V.
nosy prick.
Jesus.
I'm looking forward to Octopath Traveler. Zero, I think it just came out today. So yeah, I'm looking forward
Yes.
to putting lots of time in that over the month of December. I've got loads of holidays left from work, which I just realised. So I might just take an extra week off and just have almost like a full month of holiday and just sit on my couch and play video games and not speak to anybody, not leave the house, just sit there in the dark and play video games.
That is going to be my Christmas for sure.
Very nice.
Yes.
Very nice. And what about you then, Mark? What would you be looking forward to?
Yeah, I looked in the calendar actually. I've got about 2.5 weeks off, as well as Good Hours, which I'm really looking forward to. And I love the Life is Strange games, but I hadn't got around to Double Exposure and picked it up over the summer. And then was about to start it, and somebody said it's a bit of a Christmas game. There's like Christmas elements to it, so I've been keeping it on the back burner for the festive season. So looking forward to finally getting started with that one. I love the series. Number 2 in particular is probably a top 20 all-time game for me. Absolutely love it. So looking forward to Life is Strange Double Exposure over the festive break.
Very nice. Yeah, and Adam, you said you're then Octopath Traveler as well yourself, or are you playing something else? Well, sorry, you said the same as me. And I was just like, oh, you mean you're playing Octopath Traveler?
No, mate, I'm off for.
Okay. So what are you looking forward to then? Sorry.
Well, I am looking forward to play Metroid Prime 4 at some point, although I don't like the look of the open worldy bits because Nintendo needs to stop sucking Breath of the Wild's dick. But like,
I do concur with this point. Yeah.
yeah.
Like,
Concur.
But I also am looking forward to playing that. Thank goodness you're here, because it's coming out on Xbox next week, and it's very much my vernacular in a game, and it's very funny, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm all for it. Like the same way that I really liked Atomfall because it was just all northern accents.
I played it on
crazy.
Steam.
That's why the
and
accessibility is good because you be able to understand what the bloody saying.
No,
Good
I've
point.
played Thank Goodness You're Here on Steam, and it is hilarious. Would highly recommend it. Like, it's so good. Yeah.
Well, yeah. We'll no doubt have more to say about that when it comes out. But yeah, in that case, I think that is the end of this week's episode, everybody. Well done. We did everything we planned to do. It went smoothly. Shut up, Adam. It went smoothly.
Yep.
It was great. And of course, if you enjoyed today's episode, then please leave a like. If you'd like to share with us your predictions, at least for just the winners, not the nomination, not the announcements. We didn't get to that. We'll do that another time. Don't worry, we'll let you know. But otherwise, yeah, please check the description for all of the relevant links and stuff that we may have mentioned today. We've got a bunch of reviews as well that have gone up on the site during the week. We'll drop some of those down below for you to check out as well, including a interesting editorial on achievements, Xbox achievements in particular, and their validity, their worth. What are we doing here? Are we doing these things right? Is this really an
You're right.
achievement?
What are we doing here?
What are we doing?
Breakdown mid-sentence.
What is all this?
You can have an existential crisis in sign off. Come on.
I don't know. I feel like you got to mix it up.
It's midnight. Let us go to bed.
All right. Okay. Apparently it's time for bed, everybody. All right. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like. If you'd like to leave a comment, please drop it below. If you'd like to subscribe for more of this content, please do so. Otherwise, please visit www.gamersocialclub.ca for all of our content. And yeah, otherwise, go follow us on the socials. Check it all down below in the description. We've done all of that. It is the end. Thank you 3 for joining me. This has been a long one, I know, so I really appreciate it. Thank you to all of you who have been listening and watching. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Play some great games, and we will see you next time.